Parallel reality manifesting, a theme and topic that could absolutely transform your life completely. It did for me when I started to uncover the ideas of shifting your consciousness to an parallel alternative reality. Things started to shift rapidly in my life. Stay tuned. Now, what is manifesting? Maybe you've heard it in one of my other videos, or maybe not. What I like to define manifestation as, not some law of attraction, like attracts like. I want to go deeper. And what my definition is transforming your consciousness from one reality to another alternative reality where the things you desire to manifest are already active in that reality. Sounds like a mouthful of words. Essentially what I'm saying here is you are shifting your consciousness from current reality, or where you're at right now, to an alternative reality that actually has the things you want. That's essentially it. When it comes to parallel worlds theory, multi-universe theory, many worlds model, this is really going with science and metaphysics together. I'm not going to go through the science side today. If you want to know more about the science behind what parallel realities are, or the multiverse, or the many worlds theory, just go ahead and type in Google, type on YouTube, and get some science-backed information about that. I'm going to talk about the metaphysical side today and how this greatly impacted my life, and it can do for you as well. When you seriously get this, you'll have a lot more faith, you'll release a lot more resistance in your life, and you're not going to doubt and worry so much. You're actually going to know and believe that this stuff can work for you, as well as you can have anything that you want to come into your life, okay? So the idea of parallel realities essentially means there are many, many worlds happening right now for you, for me, for anybody else. And these many worlds you can't see, but you can perceive them in your internal side. You only get to view one of these realities right now. So if we just, for example, this is not how it goes, but we're going to do an example for simplicity. If we have 100 different worlds that are possible right now, out of 100, there's only one that you're solidified viewing. Okay, so you viewing the video right now at this exact moment is the current reality you're fused with. Out of the 100 different ones, remember again, there's an infinite amount, but for simplicity example, we're saying there's only 100, okay? Out of the 100 that are possible for you right now, you're actually viewing just one of those. Now, these other realities are also you. It's your higher side, your oversoul, your superconscious. There's so many different names people put on these, but it's just that higher version of you, okay? If that makes sense, the higher version. Your higher version is experiencing all of these lives right now. So you being you, you feel like this is me, this is the only world, right? But in this model, there are 100 different versions of you, again, in this example, and the 100 different versions of you are also you, but you're not viewing from those different versions right now. You're just viewing from you. If any of this is kind of getting complicated over your head or anything like that, stick with me. It's going to make more sense as we go through. If you're starting to really understand this stuff right away, again, that's going to just deepen your knowledge. So stick with me here. Out of these 100 versions, some of the versions are bigger and better in terms of career success than you are today. There's a version of you earning $20,000 a month right now. There's a version of you earning $200,000 a month right now. There's a version of you that's earning $2 million a month right now. But it also could go on the disempowering side. There's a version of you only earning $200 a month right now. Version of you only earning $2,000 a month right now. All these different versions, we're talking just in income potential. But it also goes simpler than that as well. There's a version of you that wore a red shirt today. Version of you that wore a blue shirt. There's a version of you that has decided to eat a snack right now while you're watching this video. There's a version of you that decided no go on a snack and you're eating lunch instead. There's a version of you that's viewing this before you went to bed. There's a version of this that is viewing this first thing in the morning. There's all different versions and all different infinite amount of decisions that you're making. And every single one of these decisions, internally as well as external decision, is actually dictating which of these realities you're viewing at this moment. So if we could just dial it back here and again go simple, out of these 100 different versions, you're viewing one right now. The one you're viewing is based on all the sum total of decisions you made up until this point in your life. So maybe even 20 years ago, 5 years ago, 1 year ago, you might have made a different decision in your life. And obviously it's easy to see for you that you would have switched courses, right? So maybe, for example, you're in a 9-to-5 job, you really didn't like it, and you're like, I need to do something different with my life. And you made a decision right then and there to say, I'm going to go into this other job. Then there's a version of you that's stuck it out and said, well, they have great benefits, great pay, I'm just going to stay here for security for my family, and you stayed in that job, right? You can easily see that that branch of decision can take your path of life totally into a different way. The first one who has stayed at that job, stayed around the same people, stayed around the same circumstances, things would have played out that way. You may have branched off to another job, might have been in a different city, a different country, or even just in the same town, but in a different way. And that would have brought you to have a distinct different experience in your life. I'm sure that makes sense, right? Well, what's really going on here, we want to ask, what's creating my decisions? What is dictating the time track that I'm in right now? What is dictating which one of these 100 different versions? Remember, again, I'm just going to keep saying that there's an infinite amount of versions for you, but in our example today, there's 100 different versions, again, by example. So what's dictating which one of these 100 versions of you you're experiencing today? What does that look like? It's solely based on your correspondence. Okay, that's a big fancy word for law of attraction. Law of correspondence is whatever you're corresponding with at your identity level. So it's really about self-image. If you ever heard of self-image and personal development and psychocybernetics by Maxwell Maltz is a book all about self-image, right? It's basically your self-image, or what we call identity. If you've ever listened into any of the works by Neville Goddard or read any of his books, he talks about this all the time. It's your identity. It's what you're assuming, right, within. So the idea here is, what determines your time track? What determines which version of this infinite series of versions of you you're going to actually view? It's your identity. Whatever identity you believe yourself to be today at an unconscious level, and conscious, but it's mostly unconscious, you're going to actually view that world today. Simple example. If my identity, and we'll just talk about career success, because money sometimes and different things can be easy to categorize and have numerics around, right? But you can use any area of life. If you were somebody who believed, I'm a 5-figure person, I earn 5 figures income. Nobody else in my family has earned more than 5 figures in a year. I'm a 5-figure person. That means I'm going to earn between $10,000 and $99,999 in a year, and I'm not going to go past that for the remaining of my life. So I could be somebody like, I've always earned $50,000 in my life. I'm a 5-figure earner, 5-figure entrepreneur, 5-figure job person, whatever it is your case, okay? So maybe your whole family's always only earned that kind of money. I feel at a core level that's who I am. I am that person. Now you're watching this video probably because you've expanded your mind, you're more enlightened, you have a lot more consciousness going on, so you believe something different about yourself. You're starting to believe consciously, I am somebody who can earn 6 figures in a year. And maybe you're like, well, I could earn 8 figures, right? I get it. Let's just play a game here of maybe you're entertaining the idea of earning 6 figures, which is fantastic. That's earning $100,000 to $999,999. Okay, so it's a substantial amount of money between there. And you may feel and believe to yourself, I am that 6-figure earner. That's an identity. If you fuse with that in your unconscious level, your identity is now somebody, I must have 6 figures. It's a standard in your life. It's become your new paradigm, your new belief system, your new programming. You've done all the internal work to make sure you fuse with that or correspond with that identity. That alternative reality will start to happen for you. You'll start to see things in your business if you have one, or full-time job, to get you to 6 figures every single year. So essentially what's going on here is, as you shift your identity and you shift who you are, you're going to view a different section of these infinite amount of realities. And that's how manifestation works. So you are going to actually involve yourself in a reality where you're going to actually start viewing circumstances, situations, and things corresponding with that new identity, the 6-figure entrepreneur, 6-figure job person, whatever that looks like. So parallel realities, or many worlds, are really saying to you, all things are possible if you correspond with it, if your identity is fused with. And this is where a lot of frustration comes for a lot of people, because they've heard this stuff before, but they're not changing their correspondence. They're not changing what vibrational signal, if you will, they're sending out on a more continuous basis. It's not just what you think, it's what you're programmed as well. So you need to shift the programming. You need to shift the overall frequency that's consistently you're in, based on an unconscious level. Within this parallel realities idea, what you want to do on a daily basis is start thinking in terms of, what identity do I want? What identity do I desire to have in terms of income, relationships, friends, health, you name it? What kind of identity do I want? If I were that identity, what kind of thoughts would I be thinking? What kind of beliefs would I hold? What kind of feelings would I be feeling daily? What kind of actions would I be taking, and what would my habits and behaviors look like? What would my viewpoint on the world look like? Like, what would be my perspective on a daily basis about all things in my life and the world? So you go ahead and start writing down this list, and then you need to do exercises to start having this become your habitual daily way of thinking, feeling, and acting. And as you're doing that, the other golden key to this is you need to think in terms of parallel realities every day. So I encourage you to watch this video every day and just have your headphones on and re-listen to it over and over and over and over. Because when it comes to manifestation, it's not about knowing it, it's about becoming the person who manifests. And you need to have this stuff lodged in your mind. So every day you don't have doubts and worries coming in. You have parallel realities, alternative universes, multiple world theory, many possible worlds, right? You're thinking in terms of that, not the day-to-day physical world doubts and worries and fears, if that makes sense. So when you're in this, you need to form your new identity while thinking in terms of this information on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, monthly basis, and eventually a whole year goes by and you're thinking in terms of this level of awareness, not the awareness of just the physical world, the doubts, the worries, the people around you with limiting thinking, all of that. Let me know if all this is making sense by throwing a number 1 into the comment box below, because I want to get a gauge after you view this video if you kind of get this. If you don't get this at all and you want more of an explanation, throw a number 2 into the comment box. So again, number 1, if this is making sense, this has been helpful, things are clicking. Or a number 2, if you really aren't getting it, this is kind of complicated, over the top stuff, you'd like more stuff, like more videos on this as well, or knowledge about it. Because again, I take a look at all the comments and I want to know a little bit more if you'd like some further videos on this, or you need more understanding, you have certain questions about this. Because again, once you get this, you're going to realize that there's so much that's possible, okay? And it's just up to us to correspond with that level. The last part here in conclusion, why this stuff is so cool, is sometimes when we're in our current reality, we try and guess on how things are going to happen, right? If I want $10,000 to come into my life, I'm guessing how it's going to happen. And I get really frustrated because everything in my world seems to not show me that $10,000. It's only not showing you the $10,000 because you are corresponding with a world that doesn't have that for you. Is there $10,000 out there? Yes. But are you corresponding with it? No. So you're in a reality where it's almost like repelling the 10,000. Instead, when you almost like think about it as like a little quantum jump, you like jump over to another reality after you shift everything internally. The reality around you is going to be the same. I'm still going to have the same walls. I'm like all the colored walls in my room, in my office, and like they're not going to just change to bright yellow, right? We're not saying something magical happens like in a movie you see all the time where I've went into a different reality and it's like everything is so different. That's not going to happen, but you're going to be corresponding differently. And the people and things in your world are also going to be slightly different. The people, the attitudes, the opportunities are going to be slightly different. So when you shift into this second reality, you're going to view the reality around you. It's going to be the same physically, okay, or almost nearly the same. It's going to like you open up your eyes, you're like, oh, my identity hasn't shifted and everything hasn't shifted. No, you're not looking for the physical to shift. You're looking to correspond with the happenings that are already there in existence and activated in that other reality. So in your first reality, it's almost like everything is corresponding to repel the intention. In your second reality, everything is corresponding to actually attract to you. Okay, so the people are saying yes rather than no. Same people, different attitude. The opportunity, the business, the job, or whatever is saying yes to you, not no to you. You see the difference? So the realities, the worlds are saying the same people, the same opportunities, the same stuff. But what's going on here is one of them's corresponding with not being on your side and repelling, and the other one's responding with being on your side. So that's what you can expect. So this isn't a magical process where you're going to shift your identity and you're just going to have gold sitting around everywhere. Okay, it's not a sci-fi movie. What this is real life. It's science. It's understanding what's going on here. All right. Sending a lot of light and blessings to you. Focus on your new identity. Shift into this. Listen to this video every day, 3, 4, 5 times a day. I've done this as well. That's how I got to the level that I'm at today. I had to listen into stuff every moment of every day that I possibly could. I'd have headphones on when I'm checking email, headphones on when I'm doing laundry, headphones on when I'm making breakfast, constantly listening and feeding my mind with the same idea, not 10 different videos, the same video over and over and over until I became the information. And that's really, really important. Now, finally in this video, if you want more of these teachings and you want some mentorship from myself on this kind of stuff, join into our Certified Manifestation Coach program where you can actually teach this information. I train you how to do it. You get the licensing rights to use our curriculum, the business training, how to enroll clients, as well as every Monday I'm covering ideas like this. We go through parallel realities. I go through an extensive amount of exercises with my clients and with my coaches that actually go through all of this so we can apply it together and implement it together and really move things forward in your life, okay? So pretty fascinating stuff, and we cover this on a very consistent level basis. So if you're interested in teaching this stuff and you want to get some mentorship on this stuff, go ahead in the description below and book a call with my team to get more information, all right? Sending light and blessings to you, parallel realities. Seep into it, understand it, align with it, and be there with it. And if you haven't already, as always, throw a like on the video and subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so that you're notified when we send out other great information like this. But try it out, listen to this video every single day. I'm looking forward to seeing your comment number 1 or 2 in the comment section below. And watch the goodness that unfolds in your life when you are aligned with the parallel world's ideas. I'll see you over in the next video.